If you can master my secret trend line break strategy, you'll be able to make so much money from trading. I'll be teaching you my 3-step secret playbook and using smashing brokers. But if you want this course to work for you and you want to be profitable, don't skip anything. So the first thing on my secret playbook is how to draw a trend line. So I'm going to show you guys how to draw a trend line properly. So now first, before we do that, what is a trend line? So a trend line is a charting tool which is used to illustrate the prevailing trend of the market. So use the trend line to know the direction of the market, and it can also be used as a level of support and resistance also, because the market reacts from those zones. So the market can bounce from it and it can break. Hope you understand that. So let me just show you guys a very simple example on how to draw it. So now this is a trend line. I think you can get a trend line on almost every trading platform, even the MetaTrader 4 or 5. But I'm using TradingView here, so you can. So it's something that is very, very popular, guys. So this is how to draw a trend line. So we start from the low, since we are going up to, we need to minimum of 2 touches. So to me, to draw a trend line, you need a minimum of 2 touches. Some people will say 3 thereabout, but to me 2 is okay. So we have 1, 2, so this is a trend line, and we have 3. So 2 or more makes it more valid. But mind you guys, you know, after 4 to 5 thereabout, you should be expecting a break. You understand? In most occasions, you should be expecting a break. So this is how to draw a trend line. So just match it up. So we use the trend line to know the trend of the market. You understand? So we can now see that basically, because of this trend line we just drew, we can see the trend of the market very, very easy. You can see this is a bullish trend, and the market is going up, it's creating high, it's taking highs, it's taking highs, it's taking highs, it's taking highs. We can see it's a bullish market. So this is how to draw your trend line basically. So the second one on my playbook is how to trade the trend line break strategy. So but before we go into that, the third one is very, very important, guys, and you don't want to miss that. It's very, very important. So stick around and keep watching. So now this is how to trade the trend line break strategy, my secret trend line break strategy, because it's very simple. It's something that is very, very different. I'm not sure you have seen it anywhere. You understand? It's very, very golden. So let me show you guys. So first, we all know we need to draw our trend line. So we bring our trend line to, then map it out. So we can see touches here. So we can see from the trend line, we can see it's like this: 1, 2, 3. So it's a valid trend line. We can add more, so to make it 4. So guys, before I proceed, I want to show you something. We can see that from this trend we have an inner trend line inside, but I will show you. I'll show you. We can see that inside this trend there's still a trend line in here. There's still a trend line in here. You see, there's still a trend line in here, guys. So now on this strategy, remember this is a trend line break strategy. So you are going to trade the outer trend line, not the inner one, as we can see here. So I will advise you to have more clearer view when you are drawing your trend line, and when you are trading this strategy, draw the inner one and the outer one, because in most occasions you're going to have 2 trend lines, so that you shouldn't confuse yourself. You should know which one is the inner and which one is the outer. For example, look at here, some traders will have thought that okay, this is a break, and maybe some will have just jumped in. You know, you see, it was a fake out, wasn't valid to them out. You see, so but now when the real trend line break, let's see what happened. You see, it went up. So now let me now show you how to trade my strategy. So first we'll draw the trend line correctly. That was the first thing. Then the second thing is that after the trend line break, we want to see a high being created. You know, here this is a bearish market. I was expecting to become bullish, so we want to see a high, and that high is a supply zone here. If it's a low, it's a demand zone. So but here is a supply zone, so we can see. And so when you see the supply zone, you're going to mark it out. You're going to mark the supply zone out. Then after marking the supply zone, you wait for the market to break the supply zone. You can see, you wait for the market to break the supply zone and retest it before you enter. So in this place, we're going to enter here. This is how we're going to enter. Wait for the market to break it, then we enter here. Then your stop loss will be on the last low, not this one, to be safe, to be on the safer side, guys. That because we don't want to be stopped out. It doesn't make any sense because we are here to make money. You know, when you're being stopped out often, it affects your psychology and a lot of things. So it's advisable to have a strategy that has more win rate. You understand? Because you have a level of confidence and comfort. You don't need to be struggling and checking your charts, you know, all stuff like that. You just know when you set your stop loss and TP, you know, it's either you win or you lose. But you know that your strategy has high win rate. So in the long run, you always be confident and profitable. So that's it, guys. So now if you want to enter this strategy, we're only going for 1:2. That's we are risking 1 for 2. So 1:2. So this is it, 1:2, and it came out beautifully well. You see the market still, but I advise you to just go for 1:2. Why is this? Sometimes the market might give you more and give you less. You don't really know what the market is going to do. So this 1:2, I've tested it and has a very high win rate. So I advise you to just go for this next time. So let's take another example. So this is another example. This is a bullish trend going. We're expecting it to become bearish. So we can see we can draw a trend line easily here. We can spot the trend very, very easy. So this is how to draw it correctly. We can see 1, 2, 3, and 4, then a break. So now, what did I say? We wait for the low. So the low in this place represent what? Our demand zone. So this is our demand zone after the break. So any low that was created, we mark that up as our demand zone. And where's the low? This is the low. What did I say after that? We wait for the market to break and the retest. So the market broke and the retest here. I think there was so much selling pressure that the market couldn't even reverse back, you know. So but a retest happened. If you can look at it clearly, a retest happened. The market went back and the retest happened, and the market and price pushed downwards. So what do? We enter our short from here. Stop loss above this high. Then what? 1:2, guys. Don't be greedy. So this is it. 1:2 came beautifully well. So let's take one more example. I want you guys to really know how the strategy works. So this is another example. So let's draw our trend, map the trend line, mark it down. So guys, when you're drawing your trend line, don't try to bend it or force the trade to come. No, don't do that. I remember we are trading the outer trend line. We're not trading the inner one. We're trading the outer trend line. Yeah. So we can see here, I think it doesn't have inner trend line now. So you can see 1, 2, and 3. Then it broke it here. What's happened when it break? What do? We mark the high. So in this case, the high is what? Our supply zone. So we mark it up, and what do? Wait for the market to break it and retest. And it happened. Then what did we do? We long and make that profit. So we can see. And yeah, stop loss here. Then go for 1, 2, 2. Don't be greedy. So yeah, 1, 2, 2. Then the market came. So mind you guys, I want you to pay close attention here. You can see that the market tapped our supply zone and went up, but it still came back to take some early buyers, because the market makers and those guys really know that some smart traders might be trading this, but they might not be smart enough to put their stop loss at the last low, because this is a protected low. They might not be smart enough, so that's why they took some people out. That's why I advise us to put our stop loss on the last low to avoid being stopped out. You see, the trade came out and we won beautifully, 1:2. So let's go to the third thing on my secret playbook. Last thing I want to teach you guys is how to avoid traps, because guys, let's be honest, trading is very, very easy, but the problem with trading is that trading is filled with traps. It's those traps that make traders become unprofitable. So if you're a trader and you can avoid these traps, I guarantee you profit. I guarantee you money. You're gonna make money and be tired of money. So now let me show you the traps to avoid so that you can become a god with this strategy. Let's go. So here, so let's draw our trend line. 1, 2. So it's valid. So we had how many touches here? one, okay, okay, 1, 2. So let's just say 3. But to me, I told you guys, if you have 2, it's valid. It's not so, but let's say 3. You get. So now this is a valid trend line, and what it broke here. What did I tell you guys? You wait for a low. You don't just jump to the trend. You wait for a low. So after you waited for the low, so where's our low? And this is what? Our demand zone. So what happened? You see, markets never broke this demand zone. Market never broke this demand zone. And what? It went up. So this was just a fake out. So now there are a lot of traders that when they just see a trend line break, they just jump in. Why did they jump in? They jump into loss. So that's why you need to wait. You need to be patient with the strategy. If you can be patient and avoid this trap, I can guarantee you success. So that's it for today, guys.